Hi guys, Hitsu here, with Kaylee, the lovely beagle. We're doing January favourites today, and it's basically, as you've seen with the other banders, what favourite movie there is that I like for this month, book, gaming, favourite songs to listen to, and also what I like to wear. So we're going to start with movie. My favourite movie at the moment happens to be Howl's Moving Castle. It's a classic for me, and I feel that when it comes to January, the only thing you really want to do is to sit in your pyjamas, cuddle up with someone, and just sit and watch good, wholesome movies. I'd say that I love Howl's Moving Castle the most out of all the Studio Ghibli stuff. And I know that Spirited Away is definitely the next big favourite, but I don't know, Howl's Moving Castle was the very first one that I ever saw, so it kind of holds a little special place in my heart. I haven't cosplayed from it yet. It's definitely something that I want to do, so hopefully I might see that in the future. I want to kind of improve my skills cosplay-wise before I even attempt him, because he's just... I don't know how to explain it. He just holds something really dear, and I want to make him perfect if I was ever to do him. Next we have books. What books we like. I don't actually have any physical copies of this book. It's the Percy Jackson series, and along with that, the Heroes of Olympus. Both book series are amazing, fantastic pieces of work, and I understand that they are definitely, when it comes to it, written slightly for a younger audience. Certainly the Percy Jackson books, I grew up with them, so the reading age is a little bit younger than definitely if you're my age, but at the moment. But there's just something about it. There's something so magical. Oh, the Greek mythology, it's something that you can go and research yourself. It's not like typical vampire or werewolf kind of stories that there's really just that person that's come up with it. It's with the Percy Jackson, you can actually look back and see where all these different characters come from. So I think that's pretty cool, and it gives you a massive brush up on Greek mythology. And then in the Heroes of Olympus series, it gives you an even bigger brush up on the ties between Greek and Roman mythology, and how the two of them sort of tied in together, how Romans are different from Greek, and it's really interesting, really cool, and it's quite nice to sort of brush up on it. I loved it so much that I actually went to Greece for my 18th. Yeah, I know, I had to leave you behind, it wasn't fun. And I got to see the Parthenon, and in the book, they do, the characters all go visit the Parthenon, and you get to see all these things. There's a museum that's just down the hill from it, and it has all the ancient artifacts there, and that was amazing just to see the kind of things, and it's almost like the book's coming alive. You right? Yeah, in a stretch. So it's almost like the book's real. It's a lot more real than certainly other sort of fantasy books are. So it's definitely one to read. My favourite character would have to be Nico D'Angelo. He is, oh god, he is this small precious being that you need to protect. He's not the main character, but he's got such amazing arc and a really tragic story. So he's definitely one character that I love the most, and he does get a happy ending. I'll give you, he does get a happier ending than you expect him to get. You think that the whole world is just gonna just dish him out like a really, really bad sort of ending, but he gets there in the end. It kind of ties up kind of neatly, and the story arc that he goes through of basically like when you first meet him, he's this really, really angry small kid, feeling like the whole world is against him, and he kind of grows up along throughout the book, and it's quite books. So it's quite nice to sort of like go on that journey with him. You can see all the anger and the pain that he goes through, and it's understandable. So he's a good B character to really have a wee soft spot for. Next up is, I get my notes. Gaming. I just finished Far Cry 3, and oh my god. It's... No, I'm sort of a game that came from Skyrim and Dragon Age, so using guns in the game was quite weird for me. And I was I am strictly stealth player. I will be sitting there with my bow and arrow. Yes. And just sort of like picking people off from like miles away, so the NPCs don't really come and get me. But this one gave me a challenge, in that there are some parts of the game where you have to have close combat, and there's certain trials where you need to kill people using only knives. So it gave me a huge challenge, and it's not a long game, not by Skyrim by like a mile, but it's one that's definitely interesting. The character Voss is undeniably like insane, but he's written so well that you kind of look past it a bit and you kind of root for him. But at the same time, you're still rooting for your character Jason, that you play. And it's one of those things that's like, I love it. I'll never cosplay from it, but I do love it. And for everyone that is not 18 and cannot play this game, we have Portal 2. That's your favourite, isn't it? Portal 2, very much the same with Far Cry. Gladys is written fantastically well, and the things that she, like some of the stuff that she comes out, especially if you play co-op with another person, and say one character you do something stupid, or you don't quite finish a puzzle the way that she wanted you to, she comes out with some really, really funny quips. Next had to be Space Portal. I love him, he's so adorable. So you won't meet that character until the very end, the big final boss battle. But he's just so lovely, and you kind of root for him. Also Stephen Merchant voices one of the characters, Wheatley, in Portal 2, and everything about this game, Valve really do put their heart and soul into their characters, especially when it comes to like writing script. They're really, really good with that sort of like plot and subliminal messages throughout their games. which is always really interesting. And even though this is a really, really short game, it's totally worth it. You okay? She's a little restless. Where was it? Yeah, Portal 2. Portal 2 is the best game. You play the character Shell. She doesn't speak. Which is quite strange. Like she's just completely mute. And the way that you start the game is you're basically in a container and you just you're running in, smashing into walls, trying to escape. If you played the first Portal game, then you know that Shell had already managed to escape, but now she managed to get captured and brought back into the game. The first Portal game, I've not really played it that much. Portal 2 is definitely a game that you'll pick up like that, certainly if you don't know the rest of the series. Same with Far Cry. They're the types of games that you can just kind of jump into without knowing too much about the background stuff. And certainly like the origins of the story. Portal 2 is puzzles, it gets you to think. I know that certainly for myself there's a couple of ones that I had to Google how to do them, looking up YouTube tutorials and how best to do it, because some of them are really quite difficult, but it gives you a challenge and it's totally worth it. What's next? I think it's songs next, best things to listen to. I have chosen sort of an East song and a West song. I am a huge lover of K-pop. So much so that like I run my own dance studio and teach K-pop, and I am just so huge on it. So for my K-pop song, I chose Highlight by 17. 17 are a fairly new group, consisting of quite younger members, but if you've never listened to K-pop, I'd suggest probably listening to Big Bang first, SHINee, and BTS before getting into like the newer sort of stuff. I know that with 17 them being quite new, I'm not really one to pick biases at all. K-pop sort of fandom is a fandom indeed. So much so there's wars between like different groups. It's never something that I really got into, that side of it. For me, it was like, is the music good? Yes. So that's why I've chosen Highlight by 17. The dance choreography for that music video is so lovely, and I don't know how best to explain it. Like, if you don't know K-pop, it's a little bit difficult to explain, but once, like, anyone that does know K-pop will just like, yes. They are small babs. Woozy happens to be my favourite. For sort of Western songs, I have chosen Throne by Bring Me the Horizon. This is a song that I relate to on a personal level. I love the lyrics, and I love that Bring Me the Horizon have grown up so much more. Like, I'm going back to like the days where I've been listening to them since like Chelsea Smile, Diamonds Aren't Forever sort of days. So when they brought out like the album that Throne's on, it was really cool to sort of see how they've like grown up, how they're using different styles, and certainly bringing it more into mainstream music. Certainly Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco are doing the same. But I like that Bring Me the Horizon are sort of like, they are evolving, they are changing. And I think Throne is just one of those ones that really does bring like that all together. I don't know how best to explain it without playing it. But copyright, so. Last but not least, best thing to wear. At the moment, it's because it's winter, it's my fluffy bed socks that I got for Christmas. These are the best thing that I own right now. Bar cuddling this one for warmth. The fuzzy bed socks are the best. You can get them in most shops. These were a gift, so unfortunately I don't know exactly where these ones came from. I'm probably guessing H&M. I do love stuff from H&M. It's like my go-to place. So get yourself a pair of fluffy bed socks, especially when you live beyond the wall. They're totally worth it. Just recently it's been snowing as well, so they've come in pretty handy when having to go out and take this one for walks. I know it's so cold all the time. So yeah, like I guess all you really need during the winter months is a good game, a good movie, blanket, beagle, and bed socks. Anyway guys, I know this video was a little bit short, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're taking up on my advice. Definitely Jan winter blues. You need to just have some little home comforts. Especially when the winter is far too cold to go outside. So yeah, I hope to see you guys soon.